Located in the heart of the city, Civic Center Plaza is the legislative seat of San Francisco. Adjacent to it is the historical transgender district, also known as the Tenderloin. The plight of homelessness within the transgender community still remains an issue that needs attention. And for those whom identify as black, the disparities seem to be ever present in everyday life. These are a few of their stories.
Come on, the back.
Yeah, you in the back, right?
Well, go down.
I'm.
Right there. Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, ladies, listen, thank y'all so much for doing this with me. Of course, this is an independent production by J. Christopher Media Works. And we're just here talking about black homelessness here in San Francisco and what some of your life experiences have been. Introduce ourselves to the camera. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Mia Mitchell of Lake Charles, Louisiana. I just moved to San Francisco about a year ago.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Dana Chanel Lovelace. I've been living in San Francisco since 1984. Yeah, from Florida.
Okay. And thank you all both for being here. I really appreciate y'all's time this afternoon. So I just want to start off with just a basic question of how do we get to San Francisco? Like, how did we get here?
I was told the resources for girls like myself, and I was offered to come here for a week. The plane ticket was paid for. I was supposed to do a round trip, but I ended up doing a one way. And I came out here and I had to come home sick.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up out here. I came out here when I was 18 months old from Palo Alto, from Florida to Palo Alto, from Palo Alto to Mountain View, from Mountain View up there.
Miss Dana, I know that you had been here long before Miss Mia, but what were you all's first experiences in experiencing homelessness out here in San Francisco? Or was that something that you experienced before you moved to San Francisco?
There was something I experienced moving to San Francisco.
Okay.
Meaning, because where I'm from is like a town, and everybody know everybody, so it's always somewhere to go.
Right.
I lived with my mom in Louisiana. But as far as moving here and experiencing homelessness, I was in the freezing cold. I was freezing, I was trembling. I called the 311, and they was telling me these shelters to go to, and then the shelters they were telling me to go to, they were telling me oh well, you can't even see, you can't even live here. So I literally just walked around.
Here?
Yeah, here.
Oh, wow. Well, as for myself, I never experienced, my homelessness, I lived, I can't divulge this person's name, but one of my good friends pulled me in and took care of me and housed me from 18 until I was 23. She showed me the way and how to survive up here in San Francisco. I wasn't a good prostitute or nothing like that, so I chose other kind of ways to survive. Although I lived only 45 minutes away, which is down the highway in Mountain View,
Okay.
I still felt being up here in San Francisco was the better part for me because I feel like I could be who I want to be and live my life, my true authentic self here in San Francisco as opposed to living in Mountain View. I experienced some ups and downs here. Living situation has always been hard. We used to live in hotels before. All the hotels that are now SROs, these are all hotels where girls live the street life lived. You know what I mean? And that's the way it was. And even up to today, it's still difficult for those to get to get housing here. It's not easy, especially for a person of color. Especially for a person of dark color like me and myself.
So you feel that colorism is a thing even in the homelessness population and at large black people in general?
I believe so because the first thing they ask you on applications, what's your gender, what's your nationality? And I feel like your nationality plays a lot when it comes to housing and getting services here in San Francisco. Not in the gay community, but in the center of San Francisco, period. Like
Okay.
GA and all that.
Okay, my thing is with the different nonprofit organizations, that is true. Because I'm not gonna speak on any nonprofit organizations per se, but certain nonprofit organizations, if they see certain people on the street, if you're in a certain location, soon they see you, they do your paperwork, they push you on the SRO, you get to stay at SRO unlimited. You know what I'm saying? You don't pay no bills, no nothing, no stipulations with leaving. But certain situations, like a nonprofit organization that I heard was doing that. Like I was, homeless, and I seen them and I talked to them, and they were like, okay, well, we'll get you a cabin. You'll stay at this shelter when they know they're putting people in SROs. So that I feel that, with that being said, sometimes it is based on your color, your gender identity, like how you know what I'm saying, like not what you do. I just think more so on the color and like what you present yourself as.
And thank you both for sharing that. What are some of the experiences that you all witnessed in these SROs that used to be hotels? I know, Miss Mia, you had mentioned that when you first got here, you just walked around. But when you did, say, get housing, whether it was temporary or intermittently, what did you experience in it?
Okay. Well, when I got here, I wasn't homeless per se when I first got here. I was living in a hotel with the person who got me out here. And then everything went left, and that's when I became homeless. So that's when I was walking the street. So then an agency found a program I was in. It was in the SRO program with one of the SROs in San Francisco. I was to stay there for 90 days. Within the 90 days, I was supposed to find, like, as far as I was supposed to figure out what I was going to do, like where I was going to live, like what I was going to do. And it was up to the case manager at the time. So living in the SRO in the beginning, no lie, like I'm gonna be honest, I was still in a room with rodents. Like I had rodents in the room, and like as far as like me being able to access and do what other people, tenants were doing, that were just basically living in the program, like they literally, I didn't get to do the things they were doing at first. And so I made an understanding with the owner. Once I done that, the reason I even took out the room with the rodent and put it into another room is because one of the workers, he just kind of like done it under the table, and my case manager, she told me just don't move, stay there. Okay, with the program I was in, like the way they had me set up, they had other people in the same program in the hotel, but they were in the program, and they didn't have to do 90 days. They could stay as long as they want, as long as they sign a paper. So when it was the time for me to leave, came up, nothing was situated, nothing was done right, and it was practically like they were throwing me out. I talked to the agency, I got to stay a little bit longer, but once the time came up, I had money on me at the time, I couldn't even pay cash and say like, okay, well, can I just still live in a room? They literally put me out the hotel. They said I had to go.
Wow. And is there any reason why you thought that happened? Or?
I mean, me personally, probably because who I am is who I am.
Okay.
But also, like, I don't know what was going on amongst the hotel and, the agency. But I just felt that it was unfair that to some of us, we had to do 90 days. And to some of them, all they kept doing was extending it. They kept just extending it.
Okay.
So I really can't just speak upon, like, why I got put out like that. But I got put out. Like, it was like, literally, you got to go when you down where you go.
Well, for myself, I came over here from Oakland. And Oakland housed me, but all my services were over here. If it wasn't for me advocating for myself and looking around for myself, I'm still homeless. I feel until I have a key in a car garage, I'm still homeless.
Okay.
Because I'm one slip up from being put out of the temporary housing I have. But it is hard. It's hard for brown and black people. To be honest, it is hard for brown and black people. We do have to struggle extra harder. And no matter if you're picking this lighter or whatever, your background or where you come from or the people that you hang around, there's people that are in the system, that are in the county, working for the county. Like when it comes to us getting any kind of surgeries done, there are those girls that have some say in that can see you out there all night long doing whatever you're doing. You don't know what your disco could be, but they write that down and snitch or tell the people up in the places, oh, she's been smoking, she's not doing drugs, she's not ready for her surgeries. I mean, they make everything so complex up in here, around here, our own people. So it goes along with the people that are transgender too.
Okay.
They don't want to see other girls go up.
That's true.
So they will hate.
That's true. Like the reason why I even got to where I'm at is because, like, I actually went above, like everyone's head, and I went straight to the doctor with everything. Like, because when I first got here, I met a girl. She was a Latino girl. She told me about the agency I go to now, and that's all she told me. As far as as far as the surgeries, all the different stuff, it was stuff that I done for myself. Like I done it for myself, and if I wouldn't have known the things I known, if I wouldn't have googled, if I wouldn't have paid attention, I still would have probably been in a real homeless situation, living in a box.
Mm-hmm.
If I wouldn't have known the things I know.
Okay. Yeah. I can see how that can be a difficult situation to navigate. Did either of you all have any sort of instances of violence while you all were going through this?
Did I have any sense about? Did I have any? I mean, I didn't have no violence, but I had threats.
Okay.
I had threats, like the person who got me out here, they felt like, okay, well, I put you in this hotel, this is the third, like, now I'm out of money, so you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I refused to do what they wanted me to do. So, I mean, they sent me threats, like they'll burn my house down in Louisiana. They sent me pictures of my mom, they sent me crazy stuff, but they didn't do anything.
Okay.
So, that's all I really, because I experienced threats. I didn't experience actual.
Okay. Yeah, it's always, the holistic welfare of people that are going through homelessness to me has always been something that needs to be voiced. And like I said, I'm so thankful that you ladies have spoken to some of the disparities and discrimination that you have experienced personally, because this is not being done to silence the voices of other people, but to amplify the experiences of all Black people that are experiencing this. And the reason I asked about crime is because, if you all do recall, back on June the 7th, we here in San Francisco had the recall of our DA. And for those who kind of followed his campaign trail and things of that sort, he was an advocate for those who were experiencing poverty and homelessness. But do you feel that he did enough for Black and brown people that are experiencing homelessness citywide?
I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna say in San Francisco, how I look at it, it's like it's no in between. It's either you have it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people that's in between trying to get it, they make it the hardest. They make you go through all these loopholes. So it's just like, okay, well, like, am I trying?
Mm-hmm.
So for those who are like in the middle trying, like they're not like just like poor, they're suffering, kind of like lacks in income, and they're trying to make it and they want to do for themselves. They don't really have if they don't know who to talk to or what to do, or have no, as far as no person that will actually listen to them and help them with the things, they're still suffering it citywide.
Mm-hmm. Given all the experiences that you ladies have gone, do you feel that there's any hope for San Francisco as far as the advocacy for people who are Black and brown, or in the trans community, or in the LGBT community, or any of the marginalized groups or sects of people? Do you feel that with all the changes that have happened at the judicial level, within the criminal system, or the housing system, or whatever, is there hope for San Francisco? Do you all see it getting any better? I know we have a new DA, she's trying to clean up the street and stuff, but do you feel that long term, or even short term, that there's any hope for San Francisco?
I believe in our community. There is hope. I mean, Mia and myself, we're involved in. She's involved in some things. Both of us have been involved with the health part, which is helping spread the word about being clean and passing out COVID tests and Hep C and stuff like that. We both done. I'm still doing it, and she is too as well on a different level, as well as I just got on board to do a thing with homelessness out here. And we got to get to having the that center over there, the Flint Center or whatever it is.
Okay.
The Link Center.
The Link Center. That's a good thing, because people should have to see what everyone's doing. It's not everybody's eyes to see, and it looks bad on the city to see people in circles out here, people in a circle shooting dope or doing whatever they're going to do to survive. Granted, people are taking it to another level. A lot of them are dying because they're not getting prescriptions. They're doing street random drugs. Like for myself, I got overdose off, and I'm just not barely getting over it. You know what I mean? So, it's there's a lot of growth here, but there's still a lot more growth to be done. And if more people will participate and get the people that are pushing the fentanyl off the streets, it'll be better. Because it's killing people. It's killing the Black people, people of color, period. Mm-hmm. The race, the human race, let's say that.
Yeah.
it's saddening because I don't heard about this over 30 years ago. Fentanyl. When people are killing, where I live at, where I stay at, people are dying of overdoses. It's very depressing and heartbreaking. People are still running to it. Why would you run to something that's trying to kill you? Everyone has their own fight and their own way of how they believe things should go. So for me, I think it sucks.
Me personally, I mean, what's been recent, like the recent changes, no, I haven't seen too many drastic changes, but I can see that it's already changing. So my hope for it, yes, and like I plan to be one of those people to help with the change. Because like I feel it's not right because me coming here, someone telling me this place is full of opportunities. Yes, it's full of opportunities, but the way the opportunities are set up is if you want it. Like if you know what I'm saying, if you're willing to try. Like because where I'm at within a year of going through all what I went through, like I mean, because I went through the homelessness, I went through like, not having nowhere to go, I went through rehab, and then all the different stuff. To say where I'm at is possible, but it's also on us as people to actually want that help and want to strive towards to get whatever we need, whether it's being homeless, getting off the drugs, or whatever we need to do. Also, so I'm not I'm gonna blame like the systems out here, the nonprofit. I'm gonna blame them in part, but also I'm gonna blame the individuals who don't. You know what I'm saying? They just stuck. They stuck on drugs. They don't care. Just like all I want to do is get high.
Yeah.
I mean, like the old saying, you can't help the help. Like I mean, if they don't want to be helped, you can't help them.
And those that want to be out here on the street, I don't feel sorry for them because there's a place to go. She advocated for her place like I advocated for my place. Oakland gave me a place to lay my head, but I got out here and did all the footwork my damn self. It's up to the person, you know what I mean? Enough is enough. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yeah. Well, ladies, again, I just want to thank you all so much for just sharing your story with us. And, from me to you all, an insurmountable level of support and just gratitude for y'all sharing this time with me. And I wish you both well in all your endeavors. So thank you again.
You're welcome.